illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports
haven't done it so long that I screwed it up already. What's going on, everybody? Let me bring in Bry here. Oh, God, you take a week off and you forget how to push buttons, Bry.
It happens.
I know.
To the best of us.
I know. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into another episode of Illegal Ham to the Face. We got a full one tonight as we talk March Madness, we talk Browns, we talk Cavs, we talk guards, we talk tater sides, and then top 3 favorite records or albums here a little bit later. Bry, I'm loving this show sheet today. We got a lot to cover, so we'll kind of speed through. How you doing, bud? Everything going well?
Everything is going great. Had a tremendous weekend.
Oh my God. Hey guys, Bry, I won my bracket because I only picked Michigan of the 10 in.
Who's
so
that?
It was hard to pick him. That was James, who is an Ohio State
Nice
fan.
job, James. I know.
Go
James is a
Bucks.
big Ohio State fan.
How
Way
you
to
feeling,
go
bud?
with your brain and not your heart, James. That's tough to do.
Are you riding high, Bry? Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm still on cloud 9. I don't feel great because these games start at 9:00 and 9:30 on Saturday, so I'm getting like 3 hours sleep, and so I'm still kind of a little wonky there. So I apologize if I'm not the sharpest today, and I make analogies and stuff that don't make sense. I'm trying to piece it together here, but yeah. As I was telling my wife yesterday, I can count on one hand the amount of championships that I really can say I remember and I celebrated. The Cavs, obviously, and then Michigan the last couple years. Other than that, like, it's tough sledding. So you got to appreciate them when they come. So yeah, I was living my best life last night.
Yep, I texted you and said congratulations. Hey, that's a tall feat, and especially the way they played through the tournament. I even texted you through the tournament. I'm like, damn, their defense is like, they're really good. And that's, be honest, Bri, I'm not going to lie to you. That was, Final Four was the first time I watched them play basketball. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what Michigan's about. All right. Even though the 7'9" white guy that you guys got can't make a jump hook, he's going to have to work on that thing.
I hope he comes back. That would be awesome. That would be great news for us. He tore it up on Saturday night. I think he had 26 points.
Well, that's because everybody else is like 6'1" trying to guard him.
7'2". Arizona had a 7'2" guy.
He doesn't count. He's probably from Lithuania or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, all the 7-footers are foreign. I don't know why. Zach Edey. We got Zach Edey for the Americans.
Well, isn't Bull? No, he's not American, is he?
Come again? Who?
Bull. Isn't
I know.
The new Bull's son? That's like
Yeah.
7'6".
Yeah. Bull. That's as American as the name gets. Bull.
Hey, you'd be surprised some of the names I've heard here in America.
They are getting a little strange. I agree. I had a shout out to the teachers out there that got to try to pronounce all these.
I love it. I want to say something else. I'm not going to. I'm going to keep this show.
Safety on.
Keep this show on the rails at least for a little bit, Bri. All right, Bri, let's get into our show. You got any shout outs, brother?
Well, as you can tell by the shirt, I'm going to shout out the Michigan basketball team for making it to the Elite Eight. Not quite the Final Four. So shout out to the women of Michigan for getting to the Elite Eight. And then there's one team that got a little further than the Elite Eight. So shout out to the men's hockey team who is in the Final Four, or Frozen Four, I think they call it, which for some reason they take 2 weeks off. So that'll get me to watch a little bit of hockey, and then finish it off with the national champs. It was just we're going to get into the tournament here a little bit, just to wrap it up. I don't want to go super long on it because I will just end up sounding like a very arrogant fan, because I believe the things I'm going to say. Well, I believe the things I'm going to say. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but it's going to come across as arrogant. And I know a lot of people are not Michigan fans, so they don't want to hear it, or they don't care. I mean, their front court goes 6'9", 6'10", 7'3". You know, it's bigger than most NBA teams, a lot of NBA teams. So it's no wonder that they were able to do what they did. And I mean, they don't have their one superstar, or their one best player was hurt the last couple games, and they still got it done. So there just points to how deep they are. But it's fun to watch. They don't have any like superstars that are going to go on to the next level and be an Anthony Edwards or a LeBron or anything like that. So you appreciate it when it's college kids, and you enjoy the ride because it only lasts for one season.
Yeah, and especially to go through the gauntlet that is the March Madness, and to make it all the way to the end. And Brian, that's probably one of the toughest tournaments to go through, because especially with the emotions and everything else that goes with it. So that's, hey, kudos to you, because God, has Ohio State ever won it? I don't think they have they?
You want to do my trivia question now, since you brought it up?
We'll do this here in a second. I got some shout outs. I got to shout out my little brother Junior. His birthday was over Easter. I believe actually it was on Easter. So happy birthday to him. And Bri, we got some big stuff coming up for Network 216 that I got to shout out. Starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we are part of Epic Mock Draft 26. I think you're going to try to join one of those days, correct?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't join you for the first round because I'll be in Pennsylvania, which is how it's worked out every single first round for the last 3 years, unfortunately, which has been a giant pain for me. I want to go to draft parties. I want to hang out with friends and watch a draft.
So the actual draft party, you're not going to be able to make it?
Yeah, I'll be in Pennsylvania for the draft. Which,
that was the other one.
Yeah, that's kind of sucked for me the last couple years.
Yeah, so the Epic Mock Draft is starting this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we're doing it with 32 other podcasts. All right, everybody's going through. We are the Browns War Room. We are the GM of the Cleveland Browns, and we're going to be making picks for Cleveland Browns. We can announce that Friday, Ken Carman, we're doing a little recording with him after the first round. He'll be joining us on sort of the second round. We'll be recording with him, and then we'll bring it up to you in the second round of that night. And then, like I said, the actual live draft party, we're doing it on the 23rd at Flyers Bar and Grill with a whole bunch of specials. Just go check out our pages. They're on there. It's going to be an epic time. We'll be there for the entire first round. I was hoping Brian would show up because we would definitely have some fun because strong feeling Carson Beck's going to go in the first round to the Cleveland Browns.
the Buckeye Slayer. Okay, now you're talking my language.
All right, Brian. Well, let's get into the trivia. All right. And by the way, my thoughts on March Madness before we get into the trivia, Brian, I think it was amazing. The games. Now, the one thing that kind of stunned me is Arizona coming out and I thought Arizona would have put up at least a little bit of a fight. It was nothing. Michigan.
I know.
But I got to get UConn and Hurley and that team and that program. Holy cow. They're definitely, they're not a lot of dudes, but they're scrappy dudes. So, and especially it's nice seeing Duke get trounced out. Also North Carolina, all the blue buds that are kind of gone now, that used to be so dominant in the sport because you could actually pay your player. Oh, wait, now everybody can play the players. Oh,
Yeah, it's a different world of college sports that we live in now.
And by the way, did I hear there's a Boozer Jr. out there playing right now?
Well, they're twins. Yeah, Duke, the Boozer twins. One of them was, I think, National Player of the Year, and the other one, his twin brother, was the one who turned the ball over at the end of the UConn game that gave UConn the ball for the final shot.
God, how old are we that now? The guys that we
I
watch.
know.
Oh my God. And played for Cleveland. Didn't he play for Cleveland?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's hated by Cleveland. If you remember,
That's true. I forgot about that.
he was supposed to be like LeBron's running mate, and him and the Cavs were going through contract talks, and the Cavs let him out of his contract with the assumption that he would just sign back with the Cavs for a long-term deal for a ton of money. So we were kind of doing him a solid by letting him go, and then he goes and signs with the Jazz or something. Like, we let him out of the contract saying, okay, come on back, we'll pay you a bunch of money, we'll give you more money. We were being the nice guys, and then he stabbed us in the back. So yeah, screw Carlos Boozer. I don't feel bad for his kids.
Jesus, God, here we go.
They got plenty of money. They got plenty of that Utah money.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, Brian, let's get our trivia going, buddy, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Here is the sound. All right, big fella, give it to me.
So, an absolute shocking stat was last night was the Big Ten's first national championship since the Spartans did it. Michigan State did it in 2000. So it's been 26 years since the Big Ten has won the basketball championship, which is just unbelievable. So, yep, you guessed it. My question to you, when was the last time Ohio State won the national title? They have won it, so this is not a trick question.
Okay, so they have won it.
Yep.
They've only won one, though, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Which here's the other surprising thing. Wisconsin's won it once. Ohio State's won it once. Now Michigan twice. Michigan State twice. And Indiana, I believe, 5 times. Other than that, nobody else has won it. Like a total of maybe 10 times in the conference history.
Well, I saw Nebraska. I saw Nebraska got their first tournament win this year.
Yeah, it was so also with the jumbling of all the teams and different conferences. So this doesn't count like Maryland.
We're talking.
Well, you have had to win it in the Big Ten. Well, as a member of the Big Ten,
Okay,
Maryland won it in 2002, which was one of my favorite teams. Lonnie Baxter and Juan Dixon in 2002, but they were part of the ACC, so that doesn't count.
All right. I'll ponder on this. I think I got. Do I got to get the exact date, or can I actually?
So no. Actually, I was going to give you. I mean, unless somebody gives you the answer. If somebody gives you the answer, then this doesn't apply. Okay. I'm going to give you points. I'll mark it as a correct answer if you can give me the decade.
Okay.
Because the Big Ten goes back to the 30s or 20s or maybe before then. I don't know.
I think I got it. I think I know who it. Okay. I think I got it, Brian. Because there's 2 teams that stand out in mind, and then of course the fucking team that played Florida. God, Joakim Noah. Oh, God, what a year for Ohio State that year. All right, let's get into Cleveland headlines. Let's start talking some Cleveland sports. Here we go. All right, Brian, you set it up. Let's get this show started. What are we talking about first?
Well, I figured we'd touch on some guards because we really haven't had a show since their season started. So I'm just looking for your feelings on if anything has changed as far as what the guards are doing. Anything you're excited about? I believe they won again today.
Did they win
kind
today?
of in walk-off fashion. I think they won 2-1. I believe it was Rocchio got the game-winning hit. So they're doing pretty good. But
They've won
it,
3 series.
and leave it to me. Last time we were doing this, calling out Chase DeLauder and saying he hasn't done anything. And then what does he do? His very first game, he hits 2 home runs, and he's like, "Screw you, buddy."
He's leading the team in home runs and probably some other teams in home runs.
Player of the week, I think, in the American League in his first ever week. Like, yeah. All right, sorry, dude. I didn't know. I didn't know that the hype was real. So many times the hype is not real, but at least through 2 weeks, he's lived up to the billing.
That's all right. I had to apologize to our boys, Brian Shaw and Mike Voorhees, because I was giving them so much crap because they're like, DeLauder's coming up. I'm like, it's all right. Do we need to put him in bubble wrap? Is he allowed to play like more than a couple innings? You know, and then next thing you know, he hits his 2 home runs, and then the texts just start flying. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. You were right. You're good looking. I am not. Like just the whole Happy Gilmore spiel. Like,
oh yeah.
Hey, he can stripe the ball, man. And God, hey, they did win today. So far, I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the guards. They're a scrappy team. They're a young, scrappy team. I'm still concerned about the hitting. We still have guys that are not hitting their actual weight right now. So I'd like to see that get up. One thing, and I don't cheer for people to be injured, but Gabriel Arias going out might be a blessing in disguise. They brought up Juan Brito to kind of fill his shoes, which is one of our new guys coming up. That's between him and Bazana are the next guys coming up. So kind of see what Juan Brito is, because Gabriel Arias, I'm sorry, it's just not doing it for me anymore. Here he is. He's made an appearance. Jose Cato. What's going on, Jose?
Yeah, he sent me a text congratulating me for the Michigan win.
He did.
So
I bet he
was pumped up. I heard from a few people yesterday and today, so I appreciate you, Jose. You are the man. What did he say there? Just checking in?
Yeah, he just said, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Actually, it was a guy, because he's talking in it.
Oh yeah,
By the way, audio, he's got hearing aids now.
I know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Might have to turn them down. Yeah, it's after being around us for years and years and years and us screaming at him, he finally decided to get them.
Yeah, after he leaves, he finally, hey Jerry, what did he say? Jose, I miss you, buddy. I hope all is well with you and your family, bud. I really do. All right, Brian. So far, my expectations are kind of normal. I mean, they had a hard West Coast swing with Seattle and then the Dodgers, and then coming back to Cleveland for the home opener. But they're holding their head above water, and that's all you got to do. I mean, they're 7-5 right now. They played the Cubs, just played the Cubs. They're in a tough stretch in the spring. So as long as they because normally in the spring, we're talking about, oh my God, they suck. They can't hit. They can't do this. They're giving us some exciting moments right out of the gate, bud. And if we can get our starting pitching dialed in, and especially our relief pitching dialed in, I think we're going to be good to go. I think this is going to be I still question what Detroit's going to be. And I know that we're only 12 games into 162. We still got 150 left. But so far, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing from this team. This team's going to be a scrappy team this year.
Yeah, I'm with you that maybe it was a little bit better than what I expected. But basically what I expect, like the pitching staff has been great. And that's just something we've grown accustomed to as Cleveland baseball fans. And the hitting has been atrocious, to put it nicely. I think if we're not the worst hitting team, we're towards the bottom. But our pitching keeps us in it, and I think Chase DeLauder is the difference between us being 5-7 and us being 7-5. Like, I think he has won a couple games for us. So if he can continue to do that, Jose's going to get it together, and Kwan's going to be solid. So at least if you could count on 3 guys in your batting order, yeah, you can do some damage, especially with these starting pitchers. Shoot, who's the guy who's kind of been nails for us this year? Our starting pitcher, Parker Messick, has been unbelievable, and
Right.
Gavin. We've heard his name in the past. Yeah, Gavin Williams has been
Pitched a hell of a game today.
Looking like a stud, looking like the next Bieber. We all thought that would be Bybee, but yeah, if he can just, a lot of times these guys just stay healthy and keep their arms, keep their shoulders intact, and yeah, I think you're going to be in it towards the end if you can have the 20th best offense in the league.
Yeah, we just got to get it's got to get warmer, Bry. The bat's got to get hot. It's got to get warmer because I'm not gonna lie, this 1 o'clock start time in Cleveland, because it's 33 freaking degrees outside in April, is getting old, buddy. It's getting old.
Yeah, I know. And now it's hard to complain about the 10 o'clock start times on the West Coast when you come back to this and you're like, okay, I guess this is why we don't get home games at the end of March, because it could be 70 degrees, it could be 37 degrees.
Yeah. Over the weekend it was 80. They bring them back here after the weekend. It's like, hey, you're going to be playing in some possibly rain and snow, and oh, by the way, your 6 o'clock game's getting moved up because it's going to be too cold outside when your 6 o'clock game hits. Like,
right, I know. Yeah, so I mean, a good start. It's hard to complain if you're realistic about expectations for this year. It's hard to complain for a 7-5 start and having one of the hottest hitters in majors right now, and he's kind of carrying us in some games, and he's almost must-watch TV. If you're looking to sit down and watch just a couple pitches, you wait for DeLauder to come up, and we just gotta hope and cross your fingers that he remains healthy and doesn't take too many balls off the foot again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that happen, I'm like, there it is. He's out for 2 months now. Here it is. I do, but I tell you what, though, to be honest, for his first at bat with his family there, his first major league game, to hit a home run on his first at bat,
pretty cool.
Just, I mean, his family was going nuts. I know he had to be going nuts. I mean, that's just some awesome stuff right there. And then to hit it again, it's like, what is this kid? Like, oh, yes, we were so wrong. I was so wrong. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah, it should be fun, especially watching him. At one point he was on pace for 100 some home runs or 200 home runs or something like that. So I was if he could hit 40, which I think he, based on his first couple weeks, he's certainly capable of.
Yeah, everybody goes through a cold slump, though, Bri. Remember that.
Oh, I know. It's coming. Right. People don't have, these major league pitchers don't have tape on him yet. So, yeah, it's coming to where he's batting .091 for a couple weeks and with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. So, it's a long season.
Now, Bri, before we get into the rest of the wonderful Cleveland sports, we do have to talk about one of our favorite events coming up. It is springtime. Sweet Voices of Gym Dance. Magnolia Lane. Here on Avon Corner. It's Masters Week, bud. I can't wait. This is going to be a weird Masters. We got pill popping Tiger Woods not playing in it. And then we also got allegedly pill popping Tiger Woods.
Allegedly,
Bill
say that, please.
Is not in it. So 2 of the guys that we've watched pretty much our entire lives play golf is not going to be in the Masters this week.
Yeah, it's just for me. It's one of my favorite sporting events of the whole year, and I think maybe it's because of when it lands. Coming off of March Madness and before the NBA gets going with their playoffs and kind of the start of the springtime, the rebirth, and seeing everything be so dang green. And it's just so much fun to watch. I can't wait. The nostalgia around it. just everything that goes into it with the concessions and people calling your fans patrons and all that. And some people might be turned off by it, but I look forward to it every year. And this year's going to be no different. I already got pimento cheese up in the fridge. I got to go searching here in the next couple days for my Augusta beer from Sibling Revelry. Last year, I think I found it at Heinen's, so I'll probably start there looking for it. But I can't wait. Saturday, Sunday, I'll be glued to the TV.
Let's be honest. You won't be completely glued because you said one of your best things for a hangover to fall asleep to is the sweet voice of Jim Nance. So let's be honest. Halfway through the third round or second round, you're going to be like this. You're going to be like, and wake up and be like, oh, look at that. He's 600 now? What happened?
That was last weekend. That was last Sunday. I went out Saturday night with my brother and watched the Michigan game, so we were out pretty late. So yeah, that was last week. I don't plan on being hungover this Sunday.
That you know of yet.
That I know of yet. Yeah, who knows? Saturday night might get out of hand. Might be with some family. So we'll see. We'll see how the beers start going down. I got this Real American beer, so going down pretty good tonight.
I bet.
I thought it was the Hulk Hogan beer, but he's not on it. So,
well, he's not on it, but it is his beer.
Is it the same beer? Okay, they just took him off it.
Well, I didn't think he was on it to begin with.
He was at one point when I first bought it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I'll have to look into that.
Maybe now that he's gone, they have to find a new spokesperson.
That's true. I mean, who else would be the Real American? The Axel Lindenborg? You just wait. Oh man, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm
gonna be flying high. The only thing that could bring me down off this cloud is a first round exit by the Cavs.
or nice transition, or another sex scandal at Michigan.
Oh, I mean, this is going to sound very insensitive on my part. It's kind of, I don't even know I can't say it was a good thing. I wanted Sharon Moore gone a long time ago, so this just sped up the process. So, yeah, I won't say a good thing, but I'm happy he's gone.
And you're bringing in now a guy that promoted his, what is she, as secretary? Now is the president of football operations for Michigan. That's 2024, 25?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, you're going to have to look that one up. You're going to love it, buddy.
Okay. No, I got all the faith in the world in Whittingham. He did some good things. Shoot, he might have 2 tackles taken in the first round from Utah. So if he can do that with the Michigan offensive line, I'll be on board.
Yeah, he'll be all right. All right. So
do you want to
over to the Cavs?
Yeah, transition to the Cavs. Let me run out real quick. Can you pull up the standings just to see how many games we have left, and are we locked into the 4?
Yeah, we're locked into home. So we have home field.
So yeah, pull up the standings, or you do whatever. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
What are you leaving me like this? I gotta go solo screen again
for 30 seconds. You could pull up the standings and read it.
Oh, here we go. All right. So right now the Cavs are in the 4 seed. We got Detroit in the 1 seed. Let's see here, NBA standings. All right, so Eastern Conference. So you got the Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, and Cavs. The Cavs locked in the home advantage. They will be playing the Atlanta Hawks. Well, maybe. It'd be the Hawks or the Raptors. I'm not 100% sure yet because there's a handful of games left. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, so Pistons number 1 seed. So you would have the path that you would have to take is beat the 5 seed and then play the 1 seed, which would be the Detroit Pistons, which they've had their own hiccups and bugaboos as of late. And I think you match up well with them. Oh, my God. How the Wizards have only won 17 damn games? Ugh, good God, I'd hate to be a Wizards fan. Ugh. All right, but yeah, the Eastern Conference. He said 30 seconds. It's going to be longer than 30 seconds. Let's be honest. This is going to be like a 2-minute drill right now that I'm doing with Bry. Well, he's going to. Is he going to the bathroom or is he getting another beer? Anybody want to bet in the comments? Bathroom or beer? Bathroom or beer? I hear him. He's coming down the steps. Is he coming back? We'll wait for it. We'll see what happens. He is back.
I found another beer up there.
Okay.
Imagine that.
Justin said both. Jose said beer. After you left, I'm like, is it bathroom or beer? Bathroom or beer? Put it up in the comments. Bathroom or beer? Justin said both. Jose said beer.
Good call, Justin. It was bad planning on my part.
It's okay. It happens, bud. What beer did you get now?
Same.
Oh, okay.
I got this Real American, and I got some Coors Light up there. I think I might have one Sam Adams left.
So I went through the standings, Bri. You have Detroit, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Hawks, Raptors, Sixers, blah, 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 blah.
So
I don't know if we're playing the Hawks for sure yet or not.
Oh, okay. So that could change.
That could change. We might play the Raptors. Right now, the Hawks are at 45 and 34, and the Raptors are at 43 and 35. And we play the Hawks twice coming up.
I wonder if we lose intentionally one of those.
So that we get the Hawks?
I would guess we would prefer to play the Hawks, and also we don't want to keep winning and move up to the 3 seed. Because I think that's still a possibility.
Yes, because the Knicks are at 51 right now. So
and we're at 50.
Yeah. At this point in time, does it really? I understand everybody wants
it does. It does. I'm not saying I like that it does, but in the situation the Cavs are in, it does. Because the Knicks should not be positioning themselves, because they proved last year they can beat the Celtics. I mean, they handed it to them pretty good. They were up 3-1 when Tatum got hurt. So they were beating them, the Celtics, at full strength, so they don't need to be afraid of them. The Cavs, on the other hand, I think the preferred matchup in the second round, if we get there, is Detroit for sure.
Yeah. I agree, Bri. I'd rather play the Hawks instead of the Raptors. The Raptors scare me. Raptors are just a weird matchup team, but the Hawks, you know what the Hawks are, because they have Jalen Johnson Jr. or whatever his name is,
and that's it. Mean, not nobody else, because clearly they at the 5 seed they're decent, but wasn't it earlier this year where they were talking about tanking because they got rid of Trae Young? So I don't know how they're in this position, to be honest. But I mean, the Cavs just, they really have to prove it to their fans, because how many times in the second round have we been bounced? I'm trying to think now. So last year we played the Heat in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Got bounced
and just throttled them, because the Heat either were garbage, they didn't care to be there. We throttled them. The year before that was the Magic, and we beat them in 7, and we were down in Game 7, and we had to come back from double digits to win in Game 7. So that's not a guarantee. And then the year before that, the Knicks, did we lose to them in the first round? Was that a 4-5 matchup? Do you remember?
Yes, it was. And that's when we were soft, because Robinson and Towns and all them just kind of pushed us all around. That was the Knicks just kicking our ass.
So we aren't in a position to be overly confident against anybody. In this new iteration of the Cavs, the Donovan Mitchell era, we've won 2 playoff series, one where the team pretty much didn't want to be there, and the other one in 7 games, and we needed to come back at home to win in 7. So, I mean, even I would think the Hawks, we should, if we go to 7 games with the Hawks, we're in a lot of trouble. But
I
even
think
going,
so too, Brad, but the thing is I'm gonna stop you there. The thing is, we're still not healthy, Bry.
well, I hear that every postseason. So
Well,
I mean, you can use that as an excuse, and it's true.
it's not an excuse.
I'm just
saying,
sick of hearing it.
I'm sick of hearing it too. But I mean, you got Max Strus that's only started 3 games so far this year for the team. You got Jalen Tyson. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
Is he injured? Do we know? Is he hobbled?
I think so, because he's been out for like, it feels like 6 weeks now. Dean Wade's been hurt, even though I don't care about Dean Wade. You got Jared Allen talking about his knee. You got Mitchell that just rolled his ankle the other night. You got guys that are playing through some shit. Now, granted, I'm loving the scrub team that we put together last night with Bryant and Craig Porter Jr. and all that. You know what I'm talking about, though. But I mean,
it's crazy. Just to go on a small aside here, like, the NBA has to be so embarrassed with the product that they're turning out, to where the Memphis Grizzlies backups, because they're not trying to win, they're trying to tank. They got all these guys playing on like 2-way contracts.
Yeah.
Their backups just tied the record for most 3-pointers in a game. Like, the greatest. These backups to backups, third stringers, just set a record or tied a record, and that got me thinking back to the Bam Adebayo 83 points, to where, like, it used to be, Wilt Chamberlain 100 points, Kobe Bryant 81 points. Now we have Bam Adebayo scoring 83, to where he didn't even shoot 50% from the field. Like, he just got fouled a ton and made a ton of, like, so embarrassing. Like, these records really do not mean anything anymore in the NBA.
No, and he said no defensive league.
I mean, it's pretty much any. There's 50 guys that could go for 70 points if they really wanted to any given night, and just because it's a throwaway game anyways, let me just try to score as many points as I want to and make some. I couldn't believe I woke up at like midnight that night that Bam scored, and I checked my phone, and I thought I was dreaming or hallucinating or something. Like, what? He scored? How? Bam? Are you sure? I can't be reading this right. So I'm sorry, but back to the Cavs.
No, you're fine.
I just had to, because these things happen like on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, and then by the time we get back together the following Tuesday, it's like it's a wash. It's like an afterthought. So
I got you.
When they come to me, I feel like it's fun to just touch on them real quick. But the Cavs, even if we get past Atlanta, like, I don't think there's going to be some people that think Detroit is just a layup. First of all, I think Cade Cunningham will be back in time for that series, although I don't know a ton about the injury, but I thought I heard it was like anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, depending on how bad it is. But they seem to be have a championship mold than the Cavs do, because even without their superstar, they're playing the Thunder, and they're going toe-to-toe with the Thunder without their superstar. Like, I couldn't imagine what we would do without Donovan Mitchell against some of these elite teams. So that's no given. I know we match up pretty good against them, but that's going to be a dogfight. They're not the number 1 seed for no reason.
I think we have. And I don't want to look past Atlanta, because if we do that, but I think they have the talent to beat Detroit. We have the setup to beat Detroit.
Oh, for sure. I think we might be favored in that series.
But the thing is it's also, it's a JB Bickerstaff team. They do play defense. They are physical. And Bry, what is the one Achilles heel of this Cleveland Cavaliers team? Physicality.
And defense,
Yeah.
or lack thereof.
Well, when you have
Physicality for sure.
when you have five guys, well, let's see here. At least three guys on the floor that don't want to play defense. And one that, picks and chooses. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah. I don't know.
So Atlanta, if we do play Atlanta, what do you say? Is it it's not a 7-game series, it's a 5, right?
Like I said, I would be concerned if it went 7 games. I would hope it goes 5, and then we can start getting healthier and getting some rest, and hopefully Harden can relieve Donovan Mitchell of some of the burden and scoring, because he seems to be. Last year it was in the first round. It was Ty Jerome. I think he had a 30-point game against the Heat. So Donovan could just kind of lay back.
How does the play-in work? So is it 8, 9, and 10 all play each other for the playoff spot?
8 plays 9.
Uh-huh.
Or no, I'm sorry. 7 plays 8.
Uh-huh.
Whoever wins that game is in.
Okay.
And then 8 plays the winner of 9 and 10. And then whoever wins that game is in.
That's still not even, because at that point in time, you got the Sixers and the Hornets, and then the Magic and the Heat.
But if we stay at 4, we wouldn't have to worry about any of them, most likely.
No, but I'm just saying for Detroit. That's going to be a tough matchup for Detroit.
Oh, yeah, the Magic. Yeah, the Magic or the Sixers for sure. They're probably hoping they don't face them.
And even, I'm not going to lie, the Hornets are playing tough right now.
I don't know much about the Hornets. I refuse to take them seriously because they have LaMelo Ball as their best player, and
yeah.
I don't think he's a real winner at the NBA level.
Big baller brand? Are you kidding me? That's all they do.
I believe he's matured a little bit, but he's still goofy. Like I wouldn't be happy if he was my superstar.
Brian, they're all goofy. Let's be honest.
Not Donovan. Donovan's a man.
They're all goofy. All right, Brian, let's get into the Browns. All right, what did you have for the Browns tonight?
Well, again, I think it broke. It seems like a long time ago, but news came out after our show last time we did it about the Myles Garrett restructure, and just kind of how that came out of left field.
It did, but I mean, that's what the Browns do, is they restructure all these deals, free up some money, and everybody was kind of freaking out, like, well, they're restructuring deals so they can trade him. And I don't think that's going to happen.
That was the unclear thing, because the reporting made it sound like there's no reason for the Browns to restructure his deal. Like, it doesn't benefit the Browns really to restructure his deal the way that they did it. The only thing that it benefits is it makes it easier to trade him than it was. Because in the past, I've always said, people love to talk about trading Myles Garrett from the Browns for the last 2 years. And I've always said that it's not realistic because of the dead cap hit. Mm-hmm. So now I start to rethink, because unless the national media, the local media is totally off again. I assume by restructuring their deal, it makes it more palatable to trade him and get rid of him. And so if we're led to believe that, then anything could happen. So, like, to have a hypothetical discussion, which I really hate to do, but now that it's maybe more realistic than it was 2 weeks ago when we met, like, would it be the best thing for the Browns to do to trade Myles Garrett at this point?
Right, it would have been the best thing for the Browns to do the fucking first time that all this started happening, when he was wanting to request a trade. They should have done it then. They didn't have the talent on offense. We all know that. We've seen it here. Like, you and I talked about it extensively. What was it, a couple years ago before the extension that he did? Or was it last year? I can't remember when.
Last year he signed the extension.
Okay. We talked about then, and I said I would have done it then because at that point in time, you got Myles Garrett here. What is he going to be? He's going to be another Joe Thomas that's not going to make a playoffs run. He's going to be locked into a contract with the Cleveland Browns. Like, let him go play wherever he wants to play because, it's not that he didn't want to be here, but all the hype that he was doing. But now, Bry, it would be almost asinine stupidity to trade Myles Garrett now when you could have done it before you extended him. Because you just paid him all the money now. So I don't get the hype now. And plus, if you think about it, you got a brand new head coach here. You got a Hall of Famer. Let's just be honest. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Are you going to trade a Hall of Famer right now that still can help you? Like, he's the only reason why, let's be honest, we got 4 wins. He's one of the main reasons why we got 4 wins, Bri.
Oh yeah, and it's because he was going for that sack record, which kept the defense engaged. If he missed some games and he had 14 sacks, I really think the defense would have looked a lot different down the stretch. You probably don't win your final 2 games because your offense was god awful for those 2 games, but your defense carried you to victory. But yeah, if they're not engaged, if they don't care, then they probably give up 20, 30 points. So the discussion is Myles Garrett make your defense so good to where you're not going to lose more than, or you're not going to win less than 4 or 5 games because he's just so good. He makes your defense so good. If you can get a D+ at quarterback, you're going to win 5 games. So,
yeah. And we had that last year. I mean,
right.
Think about it. We had Gabriel, we had Sanders, 2 rookies go in. So no matter what, a Myles Garrett defense, and even though that was a Jim Schwartz defense, we'll see what happens this year. But a Myles Garrett on the defense, the way he plays and the way he a defensive led by him is going to give you 4 games.
Yeah. And I don't know. How much the defense would really fall off without Jim Schwartz because you still have the players basically. You're probably better because you're going to get another year of Carson Schlesinger. You're going to get another year of Mason Graham. And so,
and I think Mason Graham helped out Myles get his sack record this year.
Sure. I agree. And I think he'll be better next year. But I feel similar about Myles that I do about Kevin Stefanski and just the situation that we have with this team. Like, I feel like I know. I don't think Kevin Stefanski is a terrible coach. I don't think Myles Garrett is washed up or over the hill or anything like that. But I feel like I know the end result if we keep Kevin Stefanski. I know what next year is going to look like. If we keep Myles Garrett, I know what next year is going to look like. It'll look very similar to last year. And so it is a very difficult decision because, like, Myles Garrett could go down as the best defensive player in NFL history. You had him on your team and you let him go. So the Browns will be the butt of many, many jokes if they choose to go that way.
We're already the ass of many jokes with the Deshaun Watson trade.
Yeah, but that's run out of steam. I don't know. I mean, if people still want to kick that carcass, it's mainly Browns fans, just self-loathing. I feel like the national media has kind of let us be and let us die, and we've been embarrassed enough. But yeah, it'll stoke the flames a little more if we trade Myles Garrett.
For this epic mock draft 26 coming up, I have been trying to trade Deshaun Watson for a used washer and dryer, and nobody's biting on it.
That's probably correct.
Hey, even the Texans guy that's picking for the Texans, I said, hey, do you just want to take him back for free? He said, "No, that was the best trade ever for the Houston Texans." I'm like, "Of course it was. Of course it was."
Well, sure. Well, absolutely. I mean, if we trade Myles Garrett and he goes in the crapper and we get 3 first-round picks out of it, that'll be the greatest trade in this franchise history.
Yeah, but Myles Garrett.
If he goes on, right? If he goes on and wins Super Bowls and turns into like what Saquon Barkley's doing with the Eagles and winning championships, then we're gonna look like buffoons, just like the Giants did.
Yeah, that was a horrible trade by them. Like,
well, I don't even know if it was they just let him go. They released him and then he went to the Eagles.
Yeah, they didn't want to re-sign him. They sent him back with like this little BS offer of like, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere else."
Like, what if we released Myles Garrett and he went to the Steelers and won a Super Bowl with them? Like, that's how bad it would be.
Right? That's normal Cleveland Brown shit.
No, it's not. This narrative that we release guys and they go to other teams and they're great. Name me 2 players that have ever done that.
Let's see here.
Don't say Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield's just as good with the Bucs as he was here.
No, I'll agree with you on that one.
But that's the ongoing narrative. Oh, we'll release him and then watch, he'll be great like every Browns player is when we release. No, that never happens. That's just, again, Browns fans just narrative that got fired up and people just run with it. Like, right, it doesn't happen. That
I get what you're saying, but the thing is, though, is that I understand that's a narrative, but then also we get Pro Bowlers that show up here and don't even produce like a Pro Bowl level. So
now that's fair. That's like, fair. Sure.
So I understand what you're saying. Like, I think the only one was it Jackson, linebacker that went to Indianapolis.
DeQuell, but DeQuell was good here. I don't think he like turned into a superstar. Like, honestly, I'm sure there are some, like Joe Hayden was good here and he was good with the Patriot or the Steelers, but yeah, to say like, oh, we let this guy go and then he turns into Jordan Poyer. How many Browns fans are gonna bring that up? No, Alex Mack was great here. He was also great when he left here. Like, I'm saying, like, guys that were nothing Poyer here, we released them and they turned into something great. But no Browns fans really gonna bring up Jordan Poyer.
All right.
I bring up Lance Moore. Lance Moore, if you remember him with the Saints Toledo guy. The Browns had him. He turned into a pretty good player. But again, these are players that not many Browns fans will name.
I know.
They just like to run with the narrative that woe is us. Whenever we let go of somebody, they turn into all pros. Doesn't happen.
Okay, so this year, do you think Myles Garrett gets traded?
No, I don't. I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. As far as I'm very torn on if what to do. I don't think you'll get 3 first rounders for him. I think you'll get 2 first rounders. You'll get something similar to like the Micah Parsons deal. Maybe 2 first rounders and maybe a third, maybe a fourth, maybe a player, something like that. But yeah, if you trade Myles Garrett, we trade him to the Eagles, those picks are going to be 29, 30, 32. So you have to consider that as well.
Well, if that's the case, then you'd have to throw in a player with that and a player that's a starter at that point in time.
A young player.
And that's what happened with the Packers, because didn't they get
they got an older player, but a very good player, Kenny Clark, defensive tackle.
So you'd have to get a caliber of that. All right, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have the draft coming up, bud. We're a couple weeks away. It's crazy. We're a couple weeks away from the NFL draft.
I know, right? 2 weeks from Thursday.
Which is going to be live in Schittsburg. I'm glad that they get a great draft in Schittsburg, and we don't get a redo COVID draft. Wish we would get a redo at some point in time. Commissioner. To where all people could actually attend that draft, because I bet you the Cleveland Browns would show up more than any other city has for that draft. But, all right, Brian, you said predict what the Browns do at 6. And I've been talking with this to everybody, and the right move for the Cleveland Browns is to trade down from 6. The bad thing is trying to find a trade partner, because so far this draft process has been weird. You have wide receivers that are up, you have offensive linemen kind of going up and down. It's not the quote unquote blue chip draft that everybody thought it was going to be. So I would hope, I predict them to trade down. It wouldn't be a big trade down. Like I said, you got Cincinnati at 10. Maybe, was it Dallas has got 15?
12 and 20.
Maybe 12. Drop down there if they have their guy that they're looking for. But I still don't know what to do with this pick, because everything's so questionable. Because obviously Mendoza is locked in at number 1. I believe Bailey is locked in at number 2, the Texas Tech defensive end. And then after that, it's kind of a coin flip of how everything falls. So it depends on who's there at 6. I know there's been reportings from everybody saying that Carnell Tate, if he's there at 6, they're taking him at 6. But Brian, that could be a smokescreen too. We've heard all this stuff.
Whatever report you hear from anybody, don't believe it, because there's nobody that Andrew Berry trusts that is talking to anybody in the media, as we learned last year. And so anything you ever hear, like somebody came on the radio this week, no names please, and said, "Oh, I got sources that say a guy I trust very much that's telling." No, don't believe any of that, because nobody. Andrew Berry's not leaking it to anybody.
And people are throwing out Ty Simpson now, like, oh, they can take Ty Simpson at 6.
Now that would be, yeah. Would he? That was another thing that I was going to ask you. Is there anybody you're crossing off your list at 6? Realistically, you're not going to cross off a guy that's going to go in the second round, but anybody's name who's been floating around, or just like a perennial top 10 pick that you think the Browns should have no business taking?
I think Ty Simpson. Scratch him.
I would agree with that.
There's a lot of Proctor talk. I would scratch him off the list.
Oh, yeah, that would be a huge reach.
Freeling. Now that's the one that's kind of questionable, but I honestly would scratch him off the list.
Okay.
Even though I think I would want him. A lot of people keep saying taking an offensive tackle. I think Jordan Tyson, scratch him off the list. I think Lemon is still there. Let's see here. Here's my short list. So here is I'll give you six names, Bri.
Okay.
That I'd like to see. You have Lemon and Tate.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be upset with because those are my top 2 wide receivers.
Right.
Now here's where it gets weird. You have Jeremiah Love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you have Styles, Reese, and Downs. Now, those are all defense. And I get that. And we need offensive players. But I think with Delpit in his last year of the contract, and you have Rodney Harrison as the other safety, I think Downs could be in play because he is, a lot of people are saying besides Jeremiah Love, he is the next player and he is going to be a 10-year Pro Bowl just stud. Sonny Styles went off the charts as a linebacker. JOK is not coming back, but I hate to say that. Everybody's got hopes that he might come back. Brian, I don't think he's ever coming back to the NFL. If he was, he would be back already. I think that neck injury is so bad that he just can't do it. So you pair up Sonny Styles with Schlesinger, there's 2 stud linebackers right there. And then you got the 2 wide receivers, Lemon and Tate, and you need somebody to catch the ball. But Brian, there's still still people out there to be had. Brian Thomas Jr. still keeps getting floated around for trade talks. Deebo Samuel's still out there. So there's other competition at the. So I think at 6, if they stay at 6, I mean, it's wide. If I was the GM, it'd be wide open. And if I'm picking in the top 10 and learn from my lessons from the mistakes of the Cleveland Browns before, don't reach. Take what's right in front of you. You need players. I don't care if it's an upgrade at the other defensive end spot. I don't care if it's an upgrade at the cornerback spot. As long as it's an upgrade at a spot that you have on your team that you know is going to be a superior upgrade to your team, take them. Because we don't have time to waste around and just piss away picks like we've had for so many years of like, oh, well, there's 3 left tackles. Which one do we choose? Take the best one. Take the best one that's there. That's all I like. Best player available, Bri, at 6. Now at 24, you can play around 24 all you want. But I still think the best player available at 6 is what you have to take. And I have a feeling that you're not going to find a trade partner and they're going to be on the clock at 6 and have to pick somebody. And I truly think that is either going to be a defensive player, depending on where Carnell Tate ends up, but a defensive player and possibly Jeremiah Love.
Yeah. I think in my mind right now, I think Mendoza's off the board. I think Jeremiah Love's off the board. I think Reese is off the board. And I think Bailey is off the board. So there's 4 guys. There's going to be one more guy at 5. I don't really know who it's going to be, but I think those 4 guys will not be there for you. And so if I'm crossing guys off my list right now, there's really only 2 guys that I'm not considering at 6 and not thinking about those other guys. Those other guys I would consider if they were there, but I'm assuming they're not going to be there. The 2 guys who I'm crossing off my list are Ty Simpson, in just because to bring Ty Simpson in to that toxic quarterback room with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel, let's not forget, that's he doesn't seem like he's a strong enough personality to where he can come in as the guy with those 2 guys looking at him, getting all this media hype, and he's just going to block that out and be a great. So you're bringing a quarterback into a terrible, terrible, terrible situation, because if you draft him at 6, you're telling everybody this is our guy, and everybody's going to be talking about the other guys. So, and not to mention that if you draft him at 6, that takes you out of the quarterback conversation for next year's draft, when there are going to be a ton of hopefully much better prospects. And so I cross him off the list. The other guy I cross off the list is Sonny Styles, because you have Schlesinger, you have your stud linebacker, your leader of the defense. I don't think linebacker is such a prime position to where you need 2 really, really good linebackers. So you found your stud linebacker. We can fill in the other spot. They kind of have who's the linebacker they brought in? Quincy Williams. So had we not have Schlesinger, I'd say Styles is still in consideration, but you have your leader of the defense. You're not going to waste a top 10 pick on a guy who's not going to be your leader of the defense. So I would cross him off the board. But everyone else, I think you consider. I think I go back and forth all the time about they haven't done anything to their wide receiver room. So that would lead you to believe it has to be a wide receiver. You haven't done anything. The more I think about it, the more you can get by with your offensive line that you have currently. I don't think it's so much of a need, so much of a no-brainer to that we have to get a first-round offensive tackle, because we've signed in free agency, we've signed 3 for sure starters that are all versatile, and then we have 4 guys who we have invested in DeJuan Jones, Zach Zinner, Whippler, and Jenkins, that we still don't know. They're kind of fringe starters with this new Warhop, this offensive line coach. They could take these young guys and mold them into starters in the NFL. Like, we haven't given up on them. They just haven't been coached very well, and they're still young and they still have potential. So I don't think we absolutely have to get a starting left tackle. We have enough guys that can play left tackle if they're healthy. But if you are going to go that route, left tackle route, I think you almost have to do it at 6, because Freeling's not going to be there when you pick at 24. The other left tackle that is a pure left tackle is this Caleb Lamu from Utah.
Mhm.
Other than those two guys, it's a huge drop off to Caden Proctor. Some people are high on Proctor. I'm not, because he came into this past year as a no-brainer, top 5 stud left tackle. What happened this past season to where he has fallen off to where he might not even be drafted in the first round? So, like, he's already starting to decline. He already has weight issues. We already have a left tackle with weight issues. I don't want to waste any first-round pick on him. So he's off the board. So you have these 2 left tackles. Frankly, I don't think either one of them is going to fall to 24. So if you really are dead set on taking a left tackle, you have to take him at 6. So that's where I know it doesn't feel great drafting a Monroe Freeling at 6, which I would assume would be the pick. But also the depth of the wide receiver class, I think, plays into this, because I think Carnell Tate is going to be a very good receiver. I think he's a very safe pick. I think he's the one pick that fans would probably get the most excited about because he's a Buckeye receiver. But, if you can get a guy that's 95% of him at 24, and you're not sure if you can get either one of those tackles at 24, you might end up having to take them at 6.
Yeah. It's going to be a weird draft.
It's not going to, regardless of who they take at 6, it's probably not going to feel great. Unless maybe you get a Jeremiah Love or a Caleb Downs, because we keep hearing those are the 2 best position players. So if you get one of those guys, maybe you can talk yourself into it. Other than that, I think anybody else is going to feel at least a little bit like a reach.
I got you. God, hopefully they can trade down.
I know. I agree. Hopefully they can. I just don't. And that's where it comes into, like, well, if people are going to trade up, they're going to trade up for a special player like a Jeremiah Love. So do you, like, I've started to fantasize about, I know a couple weeks ago I said, well, no, you can't draft him because of what you invested in the running back position last year, but a Jeremiah Love and a Quinshawn Judkins remind me a lot of a Jahmyr Gibbs and a David Montgomery, and that's worked out pretty damn good for those guys. So you can get excited about that.
And the fact that Jeremiah Love can line up as a wide receiver too.
Oh yeah, I mean he's an all-around back. He's a guy. He's a Bijan Robinson. He's a guy that can be at this point. Your offense needs so much. You just need playmakers. You need guys who are going to get the ball to the end zone. We would prefer it to be a wide receiver, but if there's no superstar receiver in this draft and the superstar running back falls to you, I think you have to at least consider it.
Well, you have to. Brian, now that we're kind of caught up, do you want to save Fat Boy Tuesday for next week?
Yep, that's fine. Yep, we're over an hour here.
Yeah, that way we'll get in our top 3 and have some fun. Let's do the trivia first, Bri, before we get into our top 3 tonight. And by the way, we'll push Fat Boy Tuesday next week. We'll have some fun with it. Bri put out, what is it, potatoes for a side?
Yeah, because I gave up fried food for Lent, and so I'm getting back to it now. But my wife and I, we go out for dinner on Saturday nights usually. My go-to is French fries with whatever I'm getting. I had to get creative, and go mashed potatoes or baked potatoes or, potato chips, even though those are fried too, so I wouldn't eat those. But they got me thinking about potato chips and twice baked potatoes. I've had the cheesy potatoes all weekend long with the Easter celebrations. So there's just a lot of good potato sides. So I thought we could just get into that.
All right, we'll do that next week. We'll get into potato sides. All right, so give me the trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. If you cannot adopt a dog from City Dogs Cleveland, please volunteer, donate, do whatever you can to help out a city dog. All right, Brian. So Ohio State last national championship.
Yep.
In basketball.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go back into the 70s.
Close.
With Havlicek and all them? Is it
60s? 1960. I don't know if I'm not up on my Ohio State basketball. Maybe James or somebody who's a big fan could let us know. That might have been Bobby Knight. Or it might have been Jerry Lucas.
Oh, definitely.
A couple of Ohio State greats. 1960.
State. Let's see here. 1960. They've been to national runner-up 4 times and to 10 Final Fours. Let's find this 1960 team. All right. Jerry Lucas was on that team.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, Ohio State, great.
And top scorer, Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson went to Ohio State?
I don't know. That's what it said here.
I don't believe that. I feel like I would have known that if he went to Ohio State.
Okay, 59 to
I'm not
60.
calling you a lie.
Ohio State, first title. Runner-up was Cal Golden Bears. Semifinalist, Cincinnati Bearcats. Okay, Oscar Robertson played for Cincinnati.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I thought he played for Cincinnati. I couldn't remember if it was the Royals professionally or college.
Yeah, so Ohio State, Fred Taylor.
Bobby Knight, you don't see?
I don't see.
Maybe he was an assistant coach.
He might have been, but I don't see it. So, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get in our top 3 and have some fun. With top 3 records, let's play the sounder. All right, Bryce. So you wanted to go top 3 records or albums. And I'm going to go first on this one.
Yeah.
All right. I have an honorable mention, and this will show my age. Garth Brooks' No Fences was my honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
I used to play that all the time because I was a country fan back in the day.
I know, right?
Number 3 for me, which I played on my actual CD Walkman, the actual one that skips all the time.
Yeah.
Metallica and Justice for All.
Okay.
I listened to that. That was one of my hype up ones. Number 2, and this is for me and my dad. Eagles, Hell Freezes Over album. And then my number 1, and I still love it to this day. I'll listen to all of them. It's one of my favorite bands, Seether, and it was One Cold Night, and it was their acoustic album. So those are my top 3 and an honorable mention. What about you, bud?
Nice. I got, as you know, I'm a big country fan, so I didn't want to do all country albums, so I got a little from a couple different genres. My number 3 is one that I just wore out freshman year of college. and he's kind of gotten a little weird as of late. But Kanye West, very first one, College Dropout, was, in my opinion, the best rap album, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, ever. So I love that one. Number 2 for me, different genre. They're all kind of different. Feeding Frenzy, Jimmy Buffett.
All
Feeding
right.
Frenzy, the live CD.
Oh, there
It was actually a cassette tape, I think, that we listened to. Whenever we would drive 15 hours down to Hilton Head, my parents would just play the crap out of that. And so I just grew to, because in my mind, I'm like Pavlov's dog. Whenever I hear that, I think, all right, I think of vacation, going to someplace warm.
to the
So yeah. So I've grown to love it. Every time I hear it, it kind of relaxes me and puts me in a great mood. And that's really the only Jimmy Buffett soundtrack or songs that I know are from that album. And the live version was hilarious. And then my number 1, it was so hard to trim it down to one country album. So I had a couple honorable mentions like you. Mr. Misunderstood, Eric Church was a great one. There's a Montgomery Gentry one, which I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. I thought it was You Do Your Thing, but I might be wrong. But my number 1 was Shockin' Y'all, Toby Keith.
All right.
Just, yeah, again, wear it out. Know every song almost by heart.
Oh, I love it. I love it, bud. Yeah. Hey, you made me think on this one, and I had to go back to like high school
Mhm.
days to think about
I know,
it.
right? Yeah, same
So,
with
I was like-
all my answers are from 20 years ago, probably.
Yeah. Hey, Garth Brooks, it was Thunder Rolls was on repeat.
Oh, sure.
That
Uh-huh.
and what was it?
Great one.
The Full House.
The Red Strokes. Oh, Two of a Kind working on a Full House.
Yeah. That was
Mhm.
always a good one. But yeah, Metallica and Justice for All with one. Yeah, that was I burned that into my brain. And then that was also when some other things happened because we were young enough for like Columbine and everything else.
Right.
That
Sure.
certain things got taken away from me, but they ended up coming. So
My dad took away. There's a video game. My brother will get a kick out of this called Shaq Fu.
oh
It
yeah,
was Shaq's. It was basically Mortal Kombat, but with Shaq in it. And
yes.
so my dad took it away from us because he thought it was too violent. Meanwhile, we're playing Mortal Kombat like all the time, where it's 10 times worse.
Well, that's what like my dad never listened. He does now, but at the time, like Metallica was kind of like coming up, and he was like, he goes, "Yeah, you're not listening to that." I'm like, "But Dad." So then I had to kick it. I'm not gonna lie, I had to kick it old school with the Boys to Men. Another honorable mention.
Oh, sure. There you
Oh,
go. Yeah. Oh, tons of hits in the 90s.
Right. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday. Bri, God bless them.
God bless you. God bless America.
All right, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a great night. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded, and we're out. See you.